Hey everybody, this week we are going to be doing an art lesson that involves chalk, a spoon, some paper, water, and a tray. The tray just has to be any kind of tray that can hold at least a little bit of water. This project is called chalk mono printing. Now, mono. The word mono is spelled M-O-N-O. It's a little strange. It means one. So that means our mono prints, there's only going to be one of them. The reason why there's only going to be one is because once you make one, there is no possible way in the entire universe ever that you can ever make another one that looks exactly the same. But that's okay. That just means it's unique. So we are going to be making some unique mono prints with chalk and water. So the way this works is we're going to take a spoon, we're going to scrape it on the edge of a piece of chalk into a tray of water, we're going to lay the paper on top, and then we're going to get something that looks a little bit like this. Or a little bit like this. They're pretty cool. Once you lay them out to dry for a bit, you can do whatever you want with them. You can turn them into a note, you can write a letter to someone and send it in the mail, you can draw on top of them, or if you just really love it exactly how it is, you could just take it and put it right up on the wall because it's a beautiful piece of artwork. Whatever you choose will be perfectly fine and wonderful. So, let's get started. To do this project, these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need a tray and put some water in it. Enough water that when you lay a piece of paper in it, the piece of paper doesn't touch the bottom of the tray. I'm just using a glass baking dish. If you don't have one of those, just a regular baking sheet should work just fine too. I have some paper cut out to a couple different sizes. I have small sheets and then I have some longer ones. I have some thicker paper here that it seems to work a little bit better, but printer paper works just as well too. I have a spoon to scrape my chalk with, and then I have my chalk. This chalk that I have is art chalk, so this is Artist's Loft brand, and it's just soft chalk pastels. If you don't have chalk pastels, it's no big deal. You can use regular sidewalk chalk too, and it works just the same. So how this works is you are going to decide what colors you want to use, and you're going to use your spoon to scrape the edge of the chalk so that the chalk falls into the water tray. So I'm just going to take a couple pieces of chalk here and I'm going to show you how you do this. You just scrape the edge of the chalk very lightly. Don't press too hard or you will scrape away chunks of chalk that will end up sinking to the bottom of your water tray. So you just have to scrape very lightly and you can see it starting to fall on the surface of the water there. And then I'm going to pick a different color. And I'm going to do a little bit of that. Now if you're scraping and it seems like you can't see your chalks showing up on the surface of the water, it's no big deal. You'll see it once you do the print, so don't worry about it. Pick another color. Now the cool thing is you can try to control where your chalk goes a little bit. So if I want a whole lot of red down in this corner, I am going to scrape as much red as I want down here, and I'm not going to scrape it anywhere else. So hopefully that part of my paper has a lot of red in it. And I think I'll pick one more color and I'll do this yellow. Okay, so easy as that. Now all you have to do is take your piece of paper and you're going to very gently lay it on top of the water and just drop it right in. Now, notice my paper started to curl up a little bit. I'm just going to take my fingers and press it down to the water so that the front of my paper completely touches the surface of the water. All of it gets covered. I don't want to sink my paper down to the bottom. I want it to float on top. And then I'm just going to grab the edge of my paper and peel it up. And when I flip it over, ta-da! there's your beautiful monoprint. I'm just going to set it aside here so that it can dry. All right, now I'm gonna do a couple more monoprints so that you can see it and get the hang of it. If you want clean water for each one of your monoprints, you could always empty out your tray and refill it with fresh water. Another way that you could clean your water is by taking an extra sheet of paper, laying it on top, and getting rid of all that excess chalk dust that's floating. If you like the excess chalk dust and you just want to leave it there like I did, you could always do that too. Your monoprints will turn out beautiful no matter what. Wondering, what on earth should I do with all of these beautiful monoprints that I made? Well, you do have a couple different options. Number one, you could leave it exactly how it is. If you love it and you think it's beautiful, you can leave it just like this. Number two, you could always decide to turn it into a card and you could send it to someone. So maybe you want to turn it into a letter and you could send it to someone in the mail or give it to your sibling, or maybe you want to give it to your parents or your grandparents or even your neighbor to brighten their day. All you have to do is find a good marker and you could write them a note. I think I'm gonna fold mine in half so that it's more like a card. You could just take it and turn it into a picture. Whatever kind of picture you like. This one kind of looks like space. I think I'm going to turn this one into a space scene. Or maybe you want to turn it into some flowers. You can really turn your prints into anything you like. But remember, you don't have to turn them into anything if you don't want to. You can leave them exactly how they are. So, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please don't forget to upload pictures of your finished monoprints, and don't forget to have fun.